Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Redeemables podcast, a podcast where we take movies that rated 50 or below on Metacritic and decide to go, yeah, that was pretty good, or nail it to a fucking cross.
Yes.
I'm with me, as always, the regular henchman, Kennedy,
Okay, yeah. Hello, everyone.
and the grizzly old man that fixes all my equipment, BJ.
Show us your equipment and I'll fix it.
Today we're doing the movie Blade, one of my favorites, all-time favorites, top 5.
Yep.
I'm not even joking.
For thousands of years, they have existed among us.
You keep your eyes open. They're everywhere. Chances are you've seen them yourself and didn't know it.
A secret nation
Our livelihood depends on our ability to blend in.
with a lust for power.
We should be ruling the humans. These people are our food.
They've got their claws into everything. Politics, finance, real estate. There's a war going on out there. He makes the weapons. I use them.
Now, one will lead them to conquer mankind,
Tonight, the age of man comes to an end. We're gonna be gods.
and one will try to stop him dead.
There are worse things out tonight than vampires.
Like what?
Like me.
Blade is from 1998, believe it or not.
Yeah.
It's another old one, isn't it?
It was
It
a
is, yeah.
different century, a totally different century.
We're in that era at the moment. I think we've gone 97, 99, and then 98 or something like that.
I was choosing,
Which is
like,
fine.
The way I choose movies now, it's just, fuck it, I'll just choose my top 10 and see what's in there.
Yeah, who cares about the listeners? Fuck it, whatever I want.
Fuck the listeners. It should be called
I agree.
Das Podcast with Das Films. But I'm going to go straight into the wiki just to explain it.
Yep.
Please.
Blade is a 1998 American superhero film.
Yep.
Directed by Stephen Norrington and written by David S. Goyer. In this film, Blade, a human with vampire strengths but none of their weaknesses, who together with his mentor Abraham Whistler and a hematologist Karen...
I'm a hematologist.
I'm a hematologist.
Sorry.
No, nice. Jensen fights against vampires, especially... Fuck, this is a horror show. That's why I don't write in yogurt. Namely, the exceptionally vicious Deacon Frost.
Deacon Frost.
Deacon Frost? Not anymore. I added that in. The film stars Wesley Snipes, Stephen Dorff, Chris Christopherson, and Boucher Wright.
Oh, well done.
Good.
Yeah, so that Wikipedia was longer than that, believe it or not, and I had to cut it into bits and pieces.
Covered it off.
It's a Duff wiki.
You going to finish that yogurt?
Your bit in yum. Okay, so the GBO or tagline.
What did it cost to make?
So this one cost $48 million.
Right.
Really?
48.
In
thought it was
1998.
I thought it was yeah, okay. I intentionally didn't look at anything because I wanted to be surprised on the pod, and here I am.
Surprised
on the pod.
Yeah.
How much do you think it cost more?
Oh, nah, cheaper.
Yeah.
Not as in it looked
Whoa.
bad. It didn't look bad. Do not get me wrong.
Yeah.
But
I reckon Wesley's a $15 million actor at that time.
I seem to remember it being like a low budget film. Yeah.
Pretty big sets.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Well, you misremembered, so I don't know
Yeah.
why we're going to argue it.
Yeah.
You are.
You're wrong.
I
So-
just didn't, yeah. I did it 30 mil maybe.
30? Yeah. It went well, right?
Probably.
I reckon... Sorry, we're doing GBO. We're jumping
Yeah,
Hey,
sorry.
it's your pod, BJ.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
go
yeah.
for it.
BJ's pod about...
GBO, what do you reckon, guys?
I reckon it did really well.
Yeah.
I reckon $110 million.
Yeah, Kennedy.
I'm in that, but yeah, I reckon 125.
Right.
Ooh,
Ooh.
you guys are right in the wheelhouse. It was a blockbuster.
Ooh.
132 million.
Woo-wee.
Officially a blockbuster by our
Officially the
metric, by the
blockbuster.
metric
Huge.
Ken invented.
I also have the stats, because it is a franchise now. It's 3 movies.
Yes.
So,
And a TV show, right?
yeah, fuck the TV show,
Okay.
but T.I.
I haven't
Not
seen it.
interested. And fuck Blade 3.
T.I.'s in it?
T.I.
Like,
Blade.
just
Yeah,
live your life.
yeah, he plays Blade.
Hey-oh. Okay.
It's been cancelled now, so let's not talk about him.
Oh. Wait, T.I. plays Blade?
T.I. plays Blade.
Fuck.
Yeah, no, thanks.
How did I
Yeah.
miss that?
Yeah, pass, hard
What?
pass.
How do I watch that?
Well,
I want him.
YouTube.
yeah, black market, friend.
Yeah.
So I've also got Blade 2 here, which I think is a fucking spectacular movie.
Yeah, I like
a
Blade
great,
2,
a
yeah.
great sequel.
Agreed.
It is a good sequel.
A different take on vampires. Also, not I can't do it on this podcast.
Oh, it's
Oh,
not
it's-
too high.
54.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
okay.
just
Right on the-
bittersweet,
on
isn't
the
it?
cusp.
Yeah.
So that one cost 54 million to make. So these movies are released 2 years apart.
Right.
Yeah.
So 54 million to make, and that made 156 million.
Yeah,
Right.
okay.
Yep.
So it's
So
right
like,
in the
all right,
same area.
let's go
like
again.
Yep.
Blade
Yep.
3, they added a little bit of extra star power. And
Yeah,
yeah.
little Ryan Reynolds, few quips. And Jessica Biel, was it?
Yeah.
Juggling thunder. Yeah, that line.
I don't.
I don't remember.
I don't
Look
remember
it up.
how
In
it-
context, it sounds really weird.
Although I did say to my wife, we're doing Blade for the podcast this week, and she goes, "Oh, Blade 3? Blade Trinity?" And I was like, "No, that's the worst one." She goes, "No, that's the best one. That's the only good one."
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Ryan
We haven't
Reynolds
spoken
guy.
for
Where's,
days.
where's she living now?
So and Blades 3 cost 65 million,
Wow. Yeah.
and that made 131. So they're all
Yeah.
huge movies. Like
Yeah.
Why was there no
want a
Blade
quick
4?
100 what?
Why is there no Blade 4?
Because there was
Because-
Blade 3.
Dominic Purcell was in Blade 3.
Oh, that's Dominic
And they went,
Purcell.
oh, maybe we should stop.
The Australian.
Went, yeah, I think that's best.
It's a cry for help.
And they wanted to shoot it in Italy. Unfortunately, Wesley Snipes couldn't leave the country for tax reasons.
We won't go down that path.
Yeah, we will.
Sweet.
Sorry.
He's innocent. So I've got the tagline. It's here.
Bring it.
Tell me which one you think is the best.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like this game.
Yeah.
Part man, part vampire, all hero.
Yeah. It's okay. Yeah.
Against an army of immortals, one warrior must draw first blood.
Yeah, I don't
Yep,
mind that.
I'm in on that,
Yep. Yep.
The power of an immortal, the soul of a human, the heart of a hero.
No.
Nah.
Number
What?
two. I'll
Definitely
take
number two.
Number two for
You gotta go
100.
number
Thanks, Alex.
two.
Has to be
Yeah,
number 2.
fucking
For
hell.
me, it's number one.
As soon as you put
Really?
the word hero in a tagline, I'm like, cheesy. I'm out.
Well, it's a comic book hero, so
Yeah, I get that. But this was before, like, other than Batman, there wasn't really any comic book
no,
movies.
there wasn't, was there?
No.
This movie actually saved Marvel.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
I believe there's a story.
Or
there.
gave it a chance anyway.
Give it a chance. So you're going with that one. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
two.
definitely number two.
Number two.
Cool.
Has to be.
All right. Let's get into the reviews, fellas.
Great idea,
Let's
Duff.
hear what the
Good
world
idea.
had to say.
Yep.
By world, I mean little dicky assholes.
Whoa! Whoa!
They are, man. They just give the movie some love. All right. I should only you know what I'm going to do next week? I want to read the good ones first, so I don't come in here all fired up.
Yep.
'Cause some of these just make me sick.
Yeah.
New York Times, Andy Klein.
Andy Klein had him
Yeah,
before.
we've had him.
Yep.
Yeah.
He gave it 50.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
At
you.
best, second-rate pulp, hampered by excessive length, a thematically meandering screenplay, and a general lack of excitement.
Nah.
Yeah,
Why'd
no,
you give
that's-
it 50, man?
Yeah.
It's like he's done that, been a bit of a dick about it and go, give it 50.
Yeah. Andy Klein.
It's pretty
Yeah.
exciting.
Ugh. Career in decline. Hey! That's some writing there, Andy. You fuck.
Thank you,
I'm
Ben.
on fire.
Fun.
Very aggressive towards critics
fun.
tonight,
Yeah.
guys.
I'm sorry, everyone.
Okay, this one's from the Chicago Tribune.
Yeah.
Michael Willington. He gave it a 38.
Okay.
Often ridiculous, mostly poorly written, and surprisingly poorly acted too. No matter how many flashy scenes the filmmakers shoot, the bad lines just keep dripping down.
Yeah.
So we just had a problem with this.
Yeah.
There's a few. Yeah.
So also he's got the irony of that last line with the bad lines keep dripping down is he's trying to say something clever and it's a bad line.
Dripping.
Is he saying dripping down like blood?
I
Oh, the
reckon.
blood at the
yeah,
end of the
he's
movie.
trying to evoke
Yeah,
something
okay.
there and he's tripping over himself. So
Well, I missed it.
I give him 38 out of 100 as well.
Yeah. So that guy gave it 38. This guy also gave it 38
Okay.
from the San Francisco Examiner, a Walter Hidalgo.
Okay.
Dago.
This is really quick and right to the.
No.
If it wasn't such a bloody mess, that's it.
There's got to be. That's the start of a sentence.
No, that's it. It just freaked me out. It's
That's
like,
not it.
you can't just review.
That's not it.
If
It's half a sentence.
anything, it's the end of a sentence.
I think your printer's just.
if only it
cut out.
wasn't such a bloody mess.
Yeah,
Only it
you
wasn't
That's
didn't
it.
you didn't copy and paste
38.
it.
Ah, maybe. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
It's
Needs
just
doesn't need a comma or something. I don't know what it needs.
no comment. That's a
Needs
full
something.
stop. There's a full stop.
Okay.
Period.
The Washington Post.
If only it wasn't such. Okay. Yeah, I see how that's a sentence now.
If only it wasn't such a mess.
I'm glad we've litigated that.
Oh, if only this pod wasn't such a mess. Full stop.
38.
The Washington Post, Rita Kempley gave it 30.
Okay. Highest score ever from a Washington newspaper.
Yeah, I think so. A vulgar attempt to revamp the undead genre by introducing computer-generated splatter and a casket full of themes from generic tinkering to conspiracy theories.
Wow.
What the fuck did she watch?
She watched Signs.
She just watched Conspiracy Theory with Mel Gibson and went,
Shit, I forgot about that movie.
What did she expect? It's a vampire movie. Of course it's going to have lore and... anyway.
Genetic tinkering?
Yeah, no.
You're flat today, Ken. I need you to lift.
Sorry, I'll be
I need you to lift.
Sorry, I'll come.
No, you've come from your volleyball. We're doing fucking Blade, mate. I need you to
I'm
lift.
gassed. I just played a very hard game of volleyball
Have a Red Bull.
against 60-year-old men.
Also,
I knew what they were doing. They were wily. They were wily
ran
veterans.
you down
45
to
years of experience.
a couple of grizzly old men that normally fix your hardware.
I think I just played Whistler at volleyball.
He did up that knee brace before.
Did
Just
were
winning
they
my knee
15
brace.
points up, and one of the old guys go, "Catch you fuckers at a bad time." All day. I've got all day for Whistler.
Sorry, I'll lift my tempo.
Yeah, please. I've actually hurt my hands from slapping the desk.
That's pretty aggressive.
They're brutal. But I've got one last review.
Oh, cool.
I've
Good.
saved the best for last. This is shorter than if it wasn't
Okay.
the mess one. This is from the Daily News. Dave Keir.
Oh, yeah, Dave.
He gave it a 20. 2 words.
Yeah.
Pure hack work.
Pure hack work.
Right.
Okay. Is hack work one word in this world?
Welcome to Kenny's English time.
Is it pure
I
hack
don't
work?
know. Yeah, sure. Sure.
Pure
It
hack
can be.
work.
Yeah, no, I'm actually with you there. I'm a bit penitent about this sort of thing. Can you email me the context later?
Pure hack work.
Say it in a sentence.
I think it's 2. It says 2 on my notes here, so that's what I'm
No, that's
sticking
fair enough. The internet never lies.
Hack work. No, I disagree with the majority of that. There's a couple of things in there where I'm like, okay, from a critic's point of view, I could see a bit of that, but 90% of what they said is factually incorrect.
Yeah, it's a bit.
It's not opinions,
Yeah.
it's factually
It's
incorrect.
objectively incorrect. This
I
is
reckon
the
2
thing.
of these people watched it.
Yeah,
The other 2.
but they've got it. I know this is kind of pre-internet as well, so it's a bit different. But this is clickbaity type, going for like hacking it apart type reviews. They're not actually saying anything.
Yeah, please read me. Yeah.
But they're not saying anything of substance about the actual movie itself.
At all. They're just going, shit.
That's my review of those reviews. How we just got fucking meta, right?
All right, boys. What do you think? Any thoughts? Any goods? Any bads? Any pros?
I
Any
like
cons?
Blade. Yeah, I'm a Blade guy.
Yeah, me
As
too.
a matter of fact, I don't know whether this is a good time to start. I was going to bring this up at the start of the pod, but do you remember? Get a little emotional here.
Oh, okay.
Blade is how Duff and I first met. So we were at a street party, like a house party or whatever, and one of our other mates was Duff's neighbour, and he said, "Oh, this guy loves movies as well," and Blade had just come out. And you did, so I walked up, and this guy's like, "Oh, come and meet my mate Duff. He's a movie guy. You guys will get along."
Yeah.
And you turned around and did the Blade thing with the sword on the ground. And that
As you
most
do.
people are going to go, "Who the fuck is this guy?" But I was like, "I think
Did
that
we just
guy's-
become best friends?
I'm a soulmate." So yeah, the Blade, the film is how we first met.
Oh,
So,
perfect.
yeah.
Oh,
Well, at least one
Our,
of us
our
remembers
love
that.
for Blade.
the fucking notebook. Up
So there we go. And then
That's great.
and then follow on from that,
they're
years
hugging. You
later,
can't see this at home, but they're hugging right
years later, Blade 2 comes out,
now. Yeah.
and it's Duff's birthday, and I decide the greatest gift someone can ever give Duff is a giant cardboard cutout of Blade 2.
yeah.
Oh.
So
are we allowed to talk about?
Yeah. It's fine. It's a criminal act, but it's fine. So in the middle of the day, I'm in my mate's station wagon. I jump out, open up the boot, run into Grand Cinemas at Currumbine, steal the giant Blade 2 cutout, and sprint out of there with this giant thing. It's like 7 foot tall.
It's big.
Threw it in the back.
Fucking big.
Threw it in the back of the wagon. Wagon takes off.
Drive!
No, left me behind. I had to run off into the bushes. I had security guards.
We
and-
got what we came for.
Didn't commit any
hilarious.
more crimes with that guy.
So anyway, we have a deep connection with Blade.
That's
and the
great.
Blade
I would just
films.
also like to say a big hello to our new sponsors. Grand Cinemas.
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
No, great.
I think it was Joondalup, actually, if I'm remembering correctly.
Next week I'll share some crimes from my past. They're much more dark.
Yeah, hilarious. They tracked that down. The police tracked that down.
They found it.
Yeah, because they got the license plate off the back of the wagon on the security cameras, and they actually came to our house to get it.
Really, this is what police were doing in the 90s?
I shit you not. Yep. They came to the house to get it. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
They were like, "Where is it?" And I went, "It's in my backyard."
It's right there.
Quite clearly.
Yeah. Unreal. Anyway, sorry. So yeah, I like Blade.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I really like Blade 2.
Blade 2 or the first one?
Blade as well. I also like Blade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. I hadn't seen it for quite a while, but watched it a lot over the years.
Oh, yeah.
And I enjoyed watching it again. And I would like to go into detail as to why, as we discuss.
Yeah.
Yep.
Go into it, man.
Is that a good idea?
Yeah.
Fucking
Well, let's start from the start.
Yeah.
It's got to be one of the most iconic intros to a film ever. Not as in the nightclub scene, the rave. It's so cool.
Yeah.
And just
The underground rave. Yeah, go on.
The you judge a film how, like, especially when you
New Line Cinema.
Yeah, we saw New Line and went, oh, there's film in
New
there.
Line made Blade.
The first time ever, they'd made it red. It's never been red before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's always that purplish blue.
Yeah, that bluey, yeah.
I think the opening credits were actually a bit of a standout. I thought they were pretty stylish.
Yeah, okay.
I think they've held up pretty well. Because also you chuck on something from the 90s, you're waiting for it to be dated, especially if you haven't seen it. I probably haven't seen it for 10 years, I'm not going to lie. And then I was like, yeah, this is pretty good. And then the opening scene with the mum. So before the rave, there's the mum, quote-unquote, dying during childbirth.
Yeah.
Pretty jarring way to start a movie.
Yeah.
But also really good, here we go, exposition.
It was.
Just that set you up. You knew who he was.
I like when movies do that, like 3 minutes that's going to matter later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got you emotionally invested, told you the backstory.
Shocked you a little bit.
Yeah, definitely shocked you.
Yeah.
And then also set you up for the twist coming later on.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
great.
Really enjoyed that. And then, there was also, during the opening credits, there was the shot of the shadow spreading out over the city, and everyone down below is blurred and rushing around.
Oh, yeah, that is very
and then
cool.
The shadow, like a shot like that, gets me interested in a movie pretty much from the get go.
Yeah, it was well done.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, this is well directed. I'm down.
Really was.
Yeah.
And it aged really well. As in the actual, there's a few holes and stuff, but the actual way it was shot and everything.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, this doesn't feel like, what was it, 98, did you say?
98,
man.
Does not feel like 98.
No,
It
I
feels
agree.
easily feels like 2010 or whatever.
Completely agree.
Yeah.
I love the opening scene where, sure, the blood coming down is fucking horrific,
Oh,
and
I love it.
the vampires just going to town on you. But my favorite scene in that first 10 minutes is just Deacon Frost walking by.
Oh, just a quick
Quick glimpse. You're
there
like,
he
who
is.
the fuck is that's
That's
my
dope.
God.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really good.
Yeah, that whole, that's just 5-10 minutes of just beautiful fun.
Yeah.
Like it's just violent and the effects that they used of the vampires turning to dust.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh shit,
That
I'm
worked.
watching.
That's
It
revolutionary.
did work really
held up.
well, yeah.
That was
held
the
up.
first movie to do that. Eh?
Yeah,
Because
for sure.
It gets done in kind of dusk to dawn. Like,
Yeah. I feel like other vampire movies before that didn't do it anywhere near as well.
It wasn't as good.
No, they like melted into the floor, or even earlier than that, they would become like a puff of smoke.
Yeah.
Like if they, whereas this was like this cool kind of dust that.
And
would
it happened quick enough that the effects didn't look too dated.
The effects were really good.
Up until the end, the effects were
Yeah,
good. I got
yeah,
some
yeah.
thoughts at
Now,
the
what
end
can you
of
do
it.
in 1998?
Well, this is the thing.
a lot because the start was great.
Yeah. I also, as tropes go, as particularly thriller or horror movie tropes go, give me a clueless schmuck being led into a deadly situation by a fucking super hot chick every time. And he just thinks he's getting lucky. She's clearly fucking evil. Love it.
It's a meat market, and if he had just stopped before he entered that freezer, he would have turned around and seen this is more in Blade 2, the blood donors.
Yeah.
It's like a human. Like it just gets.
Well, you see
rolled past.
them. There's like 10 of them on this kind of trolley
it's like
that just goes
2
past in the
seconds. He
background.
kind of looks at it, and that's when she just.
Yeah,
No,
shoots it
he's got a singular focus at that point.
Yeah.
Even better when
the music.
The music
and the rave.
terrible.
I
It wasn't
fucking
terrible.
love the soundtrack.
Well, I was going to say, even like if that feckless idiot is being led into an underground dance party with flashing lights and smoke machines and quick cut edits and flashing, like all that sort of chaos of, and that being feeling a little off kilter of like being at a rave or whatever.
Yeah.
You know who would be in that situation? Me and you.
Yeah.
You know who would be in that situation?
I'm not a rave guy.
I can't wait to tell the boys this fucking story about how I went into a freezer. There was a pub behind it.
Actually, I definitely would have.
I would have heard the unts from out in the alleyway and gone, oh, is there a pub we can go to with a band?
So right. We're in the meatpacking district.
Yeah.
And I heard this bass.
I'll tell you what.
That's definitely something.
100%.
I met
that
these
guy.
guys at a bar.
Yeah.
Turns
I'm
out
that
they
guy.
own this underground club. They
Yeah,
put me in the VIP section. Anyway,
And it was wicked.
kissed on the ass by a fairy.
Yeah.
The other big difference for me.
Sorry, the sound effects guys retarded.
The other big difference for me in that situation, the first drop of blood that comes down from the ceiling, which is a bit of a trope, I'm passing out. I'm gone. I go, oh no, it's happening. I go all wobbly. I think I'm going to shit and spew at the same time. I'm speaking from experience. Gone. And then whatever. Like,
Wait, have you never been to a blood party in Bali at the nightclubs?
no.
It's like a phone party, but it's just blood.
Yeah.
Have you never been?
big blood.
It's unreal.
Yeah, no, what a great way to catch communicable diseases. I'm good. Yeah.
I can't imagine anything.
How did you catch Ebola, Ken?
anything worse than going to a blood party? It's a
good
rich copper
fun.
smell in here. Jesus Christ.
The other thing is they made the blood very red. So we
Yeah.
talked about, and we've seen it come across, I think From Dusk to Dawn was one, and there was another movie we did where they made the blood pitch black?
Yes, they
Maybe?
made it
Green.
green
Or
or
a different,
blue, yeah.
to get around censorship. No fucks given on the
No,
blade.
it was R-rated, right?
It's R-rated.
Is it?
Is it?
Ah,
Yeah.
right, okay, right.
It's definitely
right.
R-rated.
Okay.
Was it R-rated when it came out? Or is this like the after kind of like director's cut that we all watch these days?
It
Can't remember at the cinema.
It was R. They
I
came out.
saw it at the cinema and I definitely wasn't 18 when it came
I was
out.
going to say 1998, you were like
Yeah,
4.
I was 14.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks 4.
Great. Now I know how old I am.
I was 6. So.
1998.
I reckon it was MA back then.
But maybe
Probably got changed.
Maybe it's got the R rating in America. But the Blu-ray I've got R.
It wasn't graphically violent though.
No, but there was a
It's
lot
mainly
of blood.
vampire. Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
It
particular
was the
bit.
blood,
was
the splattering of blood. Doesn't
yeah,
Lots of
there was a
blood
lot of
and
actual
some
blood.
Yeah.
Horror themes.
There was horror themes.
Yes.
Was
So-
there horror films?
Yeah, there was.
Vampires, yeah.
Vampires.
And it was to talk about this for a moment. I love a gothic film,
Yeah.
and it's very gothic,
No.
like The Crow. It had that same
Yeah.
aesthetic as The Crow,
A little bit, yeah.
where
Well,
it's
they
like
can't really do,
the city's kind of dark and it's void of color and
Lots of paper blowing around.
lots of paper blowing around.
What the fuck? That was
Well,
one
that
of my
means it's gothic.
That was my questions for later on. At first, I was like, "Oh, there's some paper. That's atmospheric." And then after a while, I was
They're in
like,
Chicago, the Windy City.
"Why is this?" Okay, it was on the subway. He was in a subway cart, and there was fucking paper blowing around. I was like, "Now we're going too far."
Yeah, it's-
Yeah, there's a lot of paper going around.
In that scene as well, that's where we get introduced to Blade, right?
Oh, man.
Has there been a better character introduction
No.
than him just sauntering into that
Yeah.
fucking underground?
Starts from the
farm?
boots and goes up, I think.
Yeah,
the
and he's
camera.
got the smirk on his face.
And then,
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
so...
Really good.
Yeah.
Oh,
His costume is cool as shit as well.
He just looks so good,
Yeah.
man.
You can make or break a comic book or superhero movie on the costume,
Yeah.
and it really makes it.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
I loved in this, the directors did it on purpose, actually, and the writer was,
I'm glad.
after that first scene, the love interest, they're like, oh, let's put a love story in there just to mess with people, and they think it's going to be a little bit of a love story. That guy gets snatched immediately. There's no love
He's
story.
done.
Perfect. But I've got a fun fact. I'll do it. Donald Logue, who's the guy who gets his arm cut off and then
Oh, I
set
know
on
him.
fire.
I know
Yeah,
him well.
yeah, yeah.
I know him well
I'm a
too.
Donald guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how much, he's in heaps.
He's in a lot.
Yeah.
Always
So funny.
similar
Yeah.
to what he is in this.
It's
Yeah.
the same character and everything.
Yeah.
It's
He's a
perfect.
feckless idiot.
Yeah, he does.
So-
Twice, you're welcome.
When that scene was filmed in the hospital, so much yelling and stuff, and he hit his face on head on the wall, and he was actually screaming as well, like properly, because when he hit his face against the wall, he dislocated his jaw.
Oh,
Shit.
So they were like, carry
So
on.
he's
They're like, it's really.
He's turned really method.
Yeah, this take's great. this is the best take.
Donald I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's
It's
like,
like,
That's good.
so he went into hospital in that bloody makeup, and apparently the hospital just cleared out because he was in that.
Oh,
burn-
so like
he
a
was in
real
the-
hospital in
Yeah,
the
the burnt
okay.
victim bloody makeup and everything.
Yeah, that's
Right.
good.
Right,
That's a
and they're
little
putting
fun fact to throw
Savlon on him
early.
or whatever that crap.
Savlon.
Isn't that a
For bugs and
love it.
burns, I believe.
That's it, Savron.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another thing I wanted to talk about. Oh, let's talk about Wesley.
Yeah.
Is he not the greatest?
Whistler?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Whistler.
Yeah.
He's just the greatest sidekick ever. Like,
Is,
Blade 2's got Norman Reedus, is pretty good
Yeah.
till the end. But I really liked Whistler in this.
Yeah,
Massive
huge.
Whistler.
He's a wicked character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so weird 'cause I don't really know Chris Christopherson at all. Other than, like, Blade was, hey, this is my first introduction to Chris Christopherson.
Yeah, righto.
But he had a massive music career
Yeah.
prior to that.
Yeah,
he
he's
was
a country
in,
singer, right?
Yeah,
He's in the
He's
Highwaymen.
shitloads
Got
of
the album.
movies in like 70s and 80s, I believe.
Yeah.
But I'd never really, I'd heard the name,
Yeah.
but I didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, this guy's cool as shit. What else is he in? Oh, nothing. He's just like this weird country musician from the 70s. No, he's in a heap of 70s shit, but nothing of our time or my time. Maybe of your time.
Yeah, I was him. Yeah, 70s. I remember.
You
well.
probably collected. You had some of his records on
I-
release
Do
day.
you have one?
I have one of his albums. Kind of. He's in a band called the Highwaymen. I've got there.
I've heard of.
You got to have one country. I've got to have at least
Yeah.
one thing from every genre. So yeah, Highwaymen's like Johnny Cash, Chris Christopherson, Willie Nelson. and
Okay, that's
Waylon
cool.
Jennings.
I can get around
Yeah,
that.
it's a super group. It's a country super group. Look him up.
So yeah, he's cool. I liked his aesthetic as well, like just the jeans and the sleeveless leather vest.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like he's just an old bikie with a bad knee. Like he's just, it's wicked. Yeah,
Do you know
I
my
really like
favorite bit was when he just drops mad vampire knowledge, and he just like
Yeah.
it's like his
He's been hunting him his whole life.
Yeah, he just knows his shit.
Crosses don't work.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're everywhere.
Do we all like that in films where they've got the hero, for lack of a better word, and then there's their person that makes them their weaponry? Like I'm thinking like Bond movies.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a mentor.
But that specifically makes the weaponry for them.
Yeah.
I
It's
whipped
It's in
you
quite
up
a lot of
this one,
movies.
Blade.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
go there and they try out the new weapons before.
Oh.
Hey, take this one with you. You might like it.
Yeah.
You know, this
It's
is-
really heavy. But you're such a big guy.
Yeah, I like that. That's great. Yeah. On the trying out new things front, the fire, like not a great. He goes, I'm going to try fire.
Yeah.
So he doesn't finish the guy off,
I think
and then the guy. That's bad. The guy takes out at least one other human afterwards.
I think he would have finished him off if the cops didn't turn up.
yeah.
Yeah, but he would have finished him off if he had used one of the other techniques as well. He
Yeah.
just went for a slow burn,
But
literally.
he was after information.
Yeah, okay.
And then he set him on fire.
Cost lives, Duff.
Set him on fire.
Cost lives. At
Cost-
what cost, Duff?
Cost lives.
Well,
that guy didn't die.
I'm not
True.
So this is if we talk about this for a moment with the hero word. Like, is Blade actually a hero?
He's an anti-hero.
Yeah.
He's so
It's hard
close. Yeah.
because he's not actually in it to save humans. He does save
Yeah,
humans,
yeah.
but that's not his main goal here.
Yeah, true.
His main goal is just to find the person that bit his mum and just to kill vampires because he's angry about the situation,
He just
genetic
doesn't
I think
situation.
he was an
vampires.
anti-hero, but at the end of the movie, he said his work's not done, and that's when he hits that hero stage.
Yeah.
And then Blade 2, he's got a red velvet under his black jacket. Very good.
That's, yeah, because if he's a hero,
He's got a waistcoat.
then the narrative is that he's actually out to protect humans from
Yeah,
vampires,
yeah.
but he's not at all.
No, he doesn't
He actually
have
uses
altruistic.
I forget her character name now.
In
He uses
Bullshit?
her as bait.
Karen.
Karen, yeah. He uses Karen as bait.
Yeah.
So he doesn't really give a fuck what happens to her.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only time he does something heroic is when the weird scene, I think, is when the small Asian child gets tossed into traffic very aggressively.
And then doesn't know what to do.
She gets pitched like a ball.
Yeah.
Just straight through the bus stop, I think it was.
That's the only thing I remember. I remember
Man, how
Blade
is she not
catching
dead
her.
on impact?
I remember Blade catching her, but he doesn't.
He doesn't.
He lets her fall through that bus stop, and and
She's okay.
and a cart that's selling oranges, I imagine.
She gets thrown 34
And then
meters.
He shoots 100 bullets into a crowd. This is Deacon, and then goes, "Oh, better go check on her."
Yeah.
and just gets there in
That's
time
good.
to
Hope
save
that
her
baby
from,
doesn't get hit by a bus. Wait,
That's
what?
good.
Yeah.
So that's the only time where he's like, oh, okay, he's actually he could have had Deacon right there and then, but he chooses to save the
True.
girl.
Yeah, fair
It's
enough.
like, okay, maybe he is a hero, but it's very conflicted whether he's a hero or not.
Yeah,
I battle with that a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like the
Yeah.
Punisher, I guess. Like, is he a hero or is he just out for revenge?
Yeah, true.
Same
Very,
thing,
very
but
similar.
he's still
But cool character.
still has
But
the
yeah,
soul
I
of a
just-
human and
This is what I was just about to
Heart
say.
of a warrior.
This is why I don't like the taglines with the word hero because I'm like, I'm not sure he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think he's just out for revenge for his own thing.
you take the Marvel out of it, and it's still on its own. It's a very good movie.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've
had
never
no-
thought of it as a Marvel movie.
Nah, God no. Completely different to everything
What we
else.
in
every
the
other
modern
thing.
day consider it.
Apart
Not-
from the first Marvel, I've always known it's a Marvel movie. I knew about it because I'm a massive nerd and I'm a big Marvel.
I compare it to the other Marvel film, which is my other favorite besides
Punisher.
this is Punisher's cool. Logan.
yeah.
The kind of the spin-off Logan, just in the style and everything. It's just different to all other Marvel films.
Yeah.
It's a bit darker. It's more violent. It's less comic booky. It's less campy. It's made more like gritty and
It's not from like Marvel Studios as such as we know it. Though,
No,
right?
it's not.
That was Fox Studios that did Logan.
Yeah. So it's a different studio.
I put it in that same like Logan, Blade. What was the other one you said? Punisher.
Both versions.
They're all
Dolph
a bit
Lundgren
different to
and
everything we see these days.
Yeah.
So if someone said, "Oh, what's your favorite Marvel movie?" You can't say Blade because it's not really. Like, what they're asking you is, "What's your favorite MCU movie?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Yeah, no,
I'm probably
100%.
talking about it for too long.
I completely agree. And you was like, is this where you want to talk about like it saved Marvel, right? Like the company Marvel.
Yeah, I don't know much about it.
So as I understand it, like this is sort of being
As I understand it from reading it 2 hours ago on the way here.
just off the top of my
I
head.
think it saved New Line and Marvel.
Well, Marvel was, I don't know, New Line was in trouble as well, but Marvel was essentially broke.
Right.
And they were struggling to get any IP to take in film. Apparently their most previous attempt was Howard the Duck.
Yeah, I knew about this.
Howard
Which
the Duck
is-
by Peter Jackson.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, not a good movie,
I've
right?
not seen it.
It was one of those ones that I thought, oh, maybe I misread it the first time. It's got this cult following. Don't bother.
Okay.
It's just not good.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
They also did Nick Fury with David Hasselhoff.
Did they?
Yeah.
I fucking missed that one. The Hoff.
And then you
Making a note.
always
What was
see the...
Nick Fury?
Nick N-I-C-K.
Plus you got the Hulk, the TV shows. Apart from that, before this, there was nothing.
But as a company as well, as a going concern, they were in trouble financially.
Yeah.
But they only got $25,000 out of this movie.
What?
Oh, so they just bought the rights to the character for
Yeah.
$25,000 and said, yeah.
But what it did was because it was so successful, it showed them that
Who else you got?
Yeah, they were like, "This is a viable. Like, if we get it right."
That's right. This is how X-Men came about.
Yep.
I remember this now.
Yeah, that's what. I
Yeah,
believe,
it was X-Men was in it because they went, oh shit, that was popular.
Yep.
What else you got? And X-Men, I assume, was probably their best-selling comic. I don't know that for a fact.
Oh,
but
yeah, would have been.
that was the one I knew.
Yeah, it's like the All Stars.
I've actually never read a comic, believe it or not.
I was a big
Not
Phantom,
one.
big Phantom guy. That's the movie.
I used
we'll
to
do
love
another time.
Garfield.
Do the Billy
Yeah,
Zane.
I used to
Yeah,
read
I
the
love Garfield. He
shit.
loves lasagna. So what a cracker.
Hates Mondays.
He was always giving John hell.
I feel like Odie was such a good boy.
So I think that I fucking totally lost my train of thought.
No, they're saving Marvel.
Yeah. So it showed them that it was viable to cash in on this shit essentially. And that's
How
what-
is Marvel still not making? How are they going bankrupt? Were comic books dead? Like, surely
No,
they-
it would just be
I don't know.
a bit different departments of Marvel, I
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah.
The comic books are going great.
They were
Yeah,
just
I know.
like, this film thing's never going to work. Also, as you said before, like previously, there'd only really been like the Batman stuff in DC,
DC's doing
and they were getting like got progressively
They had some hits and
less
misses.
successful.
Yeah.
But also, I think the last one was a complete. Does one of the worst movies of all time.
That would have
Batman
been
and Robin.
Batman and Robin right
Yeah.
around there.
So complete dud.
Yep.
So they were like, this superhero thing's never going to catch on, and all the IP that people now mind so deeply.
Let's make
was
it
sort of-
less colourful and learn off their mistakes.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. But the thing is, Marvel owe New Line, ironically, because New Line's gone, right?
Yeah.
Because they cast this perfectly. Like Wesley Snipes is the I
There was
wanna watch
no
the
one
fucking
else.
Are they rebooting this? By the way,
Yeah, with Michelle Ali. the
Oh
guy
yeah,
from
we
True
spoke
Detective.
about this on another
Yeah.
pod.
yeah.
We've spoken
Apparently, he
this-
comes in at the end of the latest
Oh, you
Marvel
did too,
film.
Yeah, we're not going to go into Wesley Snipes movies because we did talk about this in the Demolition pod.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what it was.
Go back and
Yeah.
listen to that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
But they are rebooting with Marshala.
right.
Michelle Ali.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, I'm going to have to get my head around Wesley Snipes being Blade and Blade being Wesley Snipes and them being like inextricably linked.
I think this
guess.
was
Yeah.
his. It's like he was born for this role. Like,
Yeah.
He's got
Yeah.
the look. He's got the physique. He's got everything
Got
about it.
the
Yeah.
fighting, man.
Yeah.
Like we haven't really touched on that. The fighting not to take it away
man.
from Bezzy, but the choreography of the fighting is just
Yeah,
so
it's
good.
great. It's really
Yeah.
good.
It was kind of like way ahead of its time because it was that kind of John Wick style of fighting with like really close up gunplay with the shotgun, and he
Yeah.
puts it under the guy's jaw and then
Oh,
yeah,
man.
Oh,
like
yeah.
all that shit. That's very John Wicky,
It is
and
a
that
bit,
didn't
yeah.
come again for another 15 years or so.
All you got to do
Yeah.
if they fast forwarded the kicks and stuff, you
Yeah.
got John Wick.
Yeah,
Yeah, true.
Because all that shit's fast forward.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a time frames.
No, it was really cool.
Yeah,
Once
I love
again, it aged beautifully.
Yeah.
Like it was
Yeah.
fine. I'm watching in 2022 going, that looked pretty sweet.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, another fun fact was Jet Li was offered the Deacon Frost role.
Oh, really?
So they wanted really martial arty.
Oh, they wanted to go ninja vampires.
No, just
I'm listening.
Just Deacon Frost.
I'm a Jet Li guy.
Well, no, half the vampires were
All
ninjas.
of them are like,
They're all ninjas. Towards the back end of the film.
Yeah.
They've gone to karate lessons.
Yeah.
So one of my other questions is, at Ninja College, do they teach
I've
you?
been, so.
Good.
Yeah.
Yep. Do they teach you to attack one at a time?
No.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, I'll stand back and wait while you slaughter. Like,
I think it's an honor thing.
guys, just so you know, if we're ever in a fracas, we're all going in together.
Yeah.
Right? Not this one at a time.
If you've just seen 7 of your friends go one at a time and just get annihilated, and you're the 8th guy going, guess it's my turn.
Yeah.
No, you're not. You're going everyone at once.
I'll be in a station wagon speeding away. I'm just fucking out. Yeah. That frustrates me, that whole, like, literally in Blade, and there's the guy in shot in the background, and you see him, he's got to sort of look like he's ready for a fight, but he's not wanting to.
Yeah.
He's sort of standing there with his fists up. Oh, fuck.
So it's
The chick in the first scene with those 2 hooks, I went,
Yeah.
oh, she knows her business, and Blade just shoots her.
I love that shit.
It's a movie thing, obviously, to make it look like it's easier to choreograph one at a time.
Yeah.
The movie that changed that is The Raid.
Yes.
You've seen The Raid,
that
and
is
all of a sudden they
insane.
went, oh, fuck it, just send, Raid 2 in particular with the prison scene at the start.
Yeah.
They just, just send 30 people at once, and they can all just start throwing punches, and it's awesome. But it's way cleaner to watch one guy fighting one guy.
cinematically.
And the 90s was a time for that. Yeah, it was a bit more theatrical than, realistic.
I think the most is 2 people, because he was fighting 2 people at once.
Yeah, once or twice, but I paid a lot of attention to it.
Cool fighting.
The
cool
bit where he
fighting.
rips that guy's throat out and then
Oh.
throws it at the next guy.
Threw it in his eyes.
It's like, Jesus Christ, how did I not notice that the first
Maybe
time?
that's an
He
R rating.
roadhoused him. Fucking roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
You got swayzed.
Well, what happened to you? I got hit in the face with my throat.
Yeah, I was out.
Someone got knocked out by a larynx.
That's when I quit. I just emailed the head vampire guy. I was like, don't worry about my holiday pay. I'm out.
I'm not a good henchman. I'm not a good henchman.
Yeah, I passed out when I saw a drop of blood.
One of the plot holes for this movie is Blade's got some sick fucking weapons, like silver and stuff.
Yeah.
Why don't any of the other vampires have that shit? Like, they could kill Blade with silver and stuff.
Can they?
Can
though?
they?
I imagine so.
He has
Doesn't
all
get
of their
spiked?
strength and none of their weaknesses.
Yeah, but he's
He can't be killed by
he
sunlight.
has the heart of a hero.
Just realised something.
He
I don't think he can be killed by silver.
At
I
that
don't know,
point,
maybe.
Well, can they get killed? Can they do anything apart from electric shook him or
no.
No, that's
like
the only thing that works
karate
on
him to death?
No,
Yeah.
yeah, karate him
Karate him
that
to
can be
death.
better.
That bit where he's so angry at the end, where he's just kicking that guy in the nuts over and over again, and his last kick. Imagine getting kicked in the nuts so hard you lift 4
It
feet
lifts-
to the air
lifts him
and
off the
land on a
ground.
separate level of the building. It's like, what the fuck?
Fun fact, not in the script. Wesley Snipes, he
Yeah.
just made that.
Just
It was
kicking
that
that hard.
ad-libbed, yeah.
Unreal.
Ad-libbed that.
Unreal.
I made that up.
That's,
Do you know
that's all my notes are.
some of the other? Can I point out a couple of the other bits that caught my attention that I really enjoyed?
Yeah.
There's, again, from a directorial point of view, there's the scene where he's in the car. He's being followed, and that's really well edited.
Oh, yeah.
It's like missing frames.
It's got a bit of style about it.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's like, okay, this is cool. Like,
Yeah.
that sort of stuff diminished as the movie went on. It became
Yeah.
much more straightforward. But early on, I was like, I don't remember Blade being this artistic.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yep. Did notice that.
With Chris Christopherson, big fan of the character, as you say. I like his speech when she says, "What do I do?" And he's like, "Buy yourself a gun." Then the twist is to finish yourself off with.
Yeah.
Kill yourself. not
Yeah,
to
it's
protect
very
yourself.
dry.
And he just says so many times, "They're everywhere. They're everywhere."
Yeah.
And I fucking give me any day, give me a fucking grizzly grey-haired old man swigging from a bottle
Yeah.
and telling his origin story that starts with, "I had a family once."
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like, ooh, this guy's
Yes,
got
please.
demons.
Wow.
He's slaying demons.
Yeah.
Drifter.
Yeah, he's just like, it's just so fucking loyal though. Like,
Yeah.
it's ride or die. And just a other completely random point that I'm going to mention right now. One of the cool things is our mate got his arm chopped off. He's like, "I've even got your sonnies."
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
He fucking beheads him, catches the
Catches them,
sonnies,
yeah.
and puts the sonnies on.
And then
I'm
that
like,
soundtrack
I'm
starts
like,
playing. I went, ooh.
yeah. I'm
Horrible
like,
Sonny.
writing that bit down.
I think the Sonnies is the thing that's aged the worst.
He even pulls them off though.
the wraparounds.
I think they're great.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got some from the servo on the way here.
They're very
Some great reading glasses
Yeah.
for $2.
Well, fights vampires
Walk
for a
it.
living. He doesn't need fucking flash.
Yeah, he looks really good. The other thing is he does, when he finishes off that guy so easily, chops his head off and catches the sunnies. That he could have finished that. He's fucking half killed that guy like 4 times.
100.
He's just fucking with that guy,
Yeah.
right?
Grates his head on the train. Yeah.
People on the subway on the way home are just like, I'm passed out. Missed my stop.
Also, that guy that grabs the sword.
Oh yeah,
lose his hand.
You're such a fuck up, man.
That's good.
Oh, love that sword. Love all his weapons. I love they show him making the silver bullets and loading his gun up.
Yep. I liked all the weaponry stuff. I liked all the. I like lore in film, like specifically vampire lore, because you've seen it over so many films over decades.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool where they had it all, like the normal shit, but then also like a little bit extra. Yeah. And I liked the the crucifix. Oh, they don't work. Yeah. Crucifixes don't work.
Good twist. Yeah.
Great. Cool.
Love it.
These are like real.
Yep.
Yeah.
Vampires. The Hominis Nocturna. We hunt them, you see. Moving from one city to the next, tracking their migrations. They're hard to kill. They tend to regenerate.
And I'm supposed to believe all this.
Well, you already met Mr. Crispy at the hospital. What do you think?
So what do you use then? Stakes? Crosses?
Crosses don't do squat. Some of the legends are true, though. Vampires are severely allergic to silver. Feed them garlic and they're going into anaphylactic shock. And of course, there's always sunlight, ultraviolet rays.
The reason they did that, they didn't want to go down the crucifix thing, was what happens if the vampire's Jewish? That's what the director actually says. So we're not going to use crosses.
Makes sense.
That's crazy, yes?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, because the cross wouldn't affect them at all.
I don't know whether that's historically accurate. I'm not sure what's going on there. I need to do some
Is
reading.
he going to check to make sure they're not lying about being Jewish?
Yeah, true story.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
I didn't write it down for some reason. It sounded like a fucking lie, but true story.
It sounded made up.
It sounds very much like a lie.
It's a true story.
I wanted to touch on Stephen Dorff, if we can. We've spoken about him before on the pod, so not as in lengthy, but Stephen Dorff in this movie.
Yeah.
Really well cast.
Incredible.
I thought he was great.
Yeah.
I've read reviews and heard where Stephen Dorff is not good in the film.
Who said that?
Disagree.
Yeah, I think he's excellent.
Who said that, Ken?
He's very charismatic. He actually is likable. Like, you can't, there's a small part of me goes, I think I kind of want to join Stephen Dorff.
That was going to be my existential question.
Yeah, if you're going to be a vampire, then you're definitely going to join Stephen Dorff.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. What's the other option?
Yeah,
Blade.
Blade, or to go with the
It's
old
a lot
guys.
of work. It's a lot of partying on the Dorff side.
Yeah,
I'm down.
Dorff's just partying.
Blood orgies. Woo!
Exactly. Dorff's like, blood party. Yeah. Dorff's like, fuck it. Like, this is my life. I can't die. I'm just going to party.
He's such a smarmy asshole too, isn't he? With the guys
good.
in the council and whatnot.
Oh,
It's
he
like,
shows that.
fuck you.
He's got
You're
no
cool,
respect
fuck
for
you.
those guys.
He's got a lot of cool about him.
Yep.
If I was part of the council, that should have been a red flag. That guy is pushing chairs around. Like, really?
You wait till he leaves the room and you're like,
So,
guys, we're going to talk about Deacon?
he was very naughty, wasn't he?
I've got some problems with that. If we can do problems for a moment.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
I didn't get why, like, this is, I guess, a plot hole. So, Deacon Frost, who is he? He's not a pure blood, so he gets bitten. Who bites him, no one tells you.
I think
the
ambiguity is better, though.
Sure, but why does he have so much power? Why can he walk into a room full of the most powerful vampires from the Erebus house and just go, everyone fucking listen to me, I'm not doing shit.
Because he's incredibly
Get
handsome.
out. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's
He's
just-
like
it's
his cheeks and his
he's got cheekbones that won't
jawline.
quit.
Yeah.
Maybe he was like bitten in the times of Interview with the Vampire. Maybe he was bitten in 1560, but it's not a pure blood. And that just pisses him off. That's why he doesn't kill.
How did he get power?
I don't. He's a vampire, mate.
No, but there's thousands of vampires.
Yeah, they call him.
They're everywhere. As
Yeah, but
Wesley
Just
said.
hustling
remember-
harder than the other vampires.
They call him in. He
I'm
doesn't.
not. I think
go
it's
to
more of
them.
a rhetorical question.
Yeah.
They call him in to say stop with this nightclub shit because
It's
Yeah.
pretty visible.
No, but then he can just go into this main server room and access the mainframe and download the fucking hieroglyphics. And they're just like, yeah, cool, you do you. It's like, who is he?
this place is you
Why
don't
does
have
he-
access.
why
Did
does
you
he have
sign the
this power?
visitor's book?
Yeah, exactly.
Make sure you sign out because if there's a fire, I'm not running back in there looking for you.
So great villain, great performance.
Yeah, true.
But villain, use the term loosely, but
He was a villain, Ken. He wanted to destroy the earth.
Yeah, he's pretty bad.
I'm with him.
Christ,
I'm with him.
He's dreamy enough that he's turned you. Fucking hell.
no, I just
Flipper.
I just didn't get Deacon Frost's character needed some work. As in just give me 2 minutes of exposition about how we got to where he is. Because he's quite high up, obviously. He's like a mobster of the vampires. Pulling fucking teeth out.
He's all fucking mouth and trousers.
Yeah.
Definitely all mouth.
But I just don't know, So that was just a little thing that bothered me.
Hadn't considered it before, now it bothers me, thanks.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me.
It doesn't affect the movie.
Problem shared, but problem doubled.
Go on.
Do you know what bothered me the most?
Go on.
The semi-erotic scene with his mum.
Whose semi-erotic scene?
I've seen it differently.
Which is in the bed.
No, she's got him up against the wall.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
She's got him, and she's like stroking his. It wasn't a mother-son scene.
You wouldn't kill your own mother, is that what you're saying?
I
think she was doing kill, marry, fuck.
It was it was very intimate. It was very intimate.
I didn't like it.
It was sexually aggressive.
It made me uncomfortable. Red-blooded BJ recoiled.
All right, I've got one more problem.
Yeah,
I'm not going to do heaps.
Yeah.
This took me out of the film. I hate it. I hate it every fucking time I watch it.
The same as me, I reckon.
You know what it is, Duff.
Yeah.
It's the fucking fist bump.
Yes. Oh.
At the start in the nightclub, and he throws the spike and hits Donnell against the wall, pins him against the wall, and then he looks at the camera and goes, "Yes."
Oh.
And he does like not a fist bump, like what would you call that? I don't know.
It didn't need to be
a celebratory
motion.
Yes.
Yes.
I got him. Yes. That's so out of his character.
Yeah, you're right.
So entirely out of his character. It was a ridiculous thing to put it. It made no sense with the rest. It was the only campy thing in the whole movie.
Yeah.
It was just, why fucking edit that out, please?
The only other campy thing, and this is what I thought you were going to say, is in the climactic fight scene, some of the sound effects were really...
Oh, it was like Batman
I was
from
waiting
the
for
70s.
Pow,
yeah.
Boom.
That actually bothered me the whole movie. But I was like,
Wesley Snipes making those noises.
The other bit that it didn't bother me, but it took me out a little bit. I found a little bit amusing, and maybe it was meant to be a bit of comic relief. But either way, there's one scene where I think it is in the climactic fight with the big crescendo there.
Yeah.
Blade is facing off against another ninja vampire.
Yes.
And they both just stand there spin kicking the air.
Oh, that was perfect.
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
he misses.
They're doing an ice kicking routine.
Yeah.
I think that was beautiful to watch.
Oh, man.
And then he does a low kick.
It made me think of the Jabberwockies at the halftime of the NBA Finals.
It made me think of me playing Mortal Kombat, and I don't know how to play, so I just mash the button. It keeps doing the same kick.
And your mate also doesn't know how to play. Mashing buttons.
Yeah.
One of the worst acting of all time is in this movie.
Oh, yeah, go on.
Sir, there's an intruder. That one.
What's that? I don't remember it.
The guy is in it for 4 seconds.
Yeah.
He's the worst henchman.
Yeah.
He is the
Terrible
worst actor.
henchman. Yeah.
Sir, there's an intruder. He just stares at him like, all right, mate, you said your line. Fuck off.
Out now.
It's just...
I honestly do not remember it.
Rewatch it. It's right as Blade was coming in with a motorcycle. Oh, yeah. Man. People that have seen this movie will know what I'm talking about.
The only other thing was the skeletons at the end coming out of the bodies. I thought you were going to talk about that, BJ, with because the visual effects were so good throughout the film.
Right up until then.
Right up until that moment. And
yeah.
it was so unnecessary. It was just, I think it was just in my opinion, just a bad directorial choice to do it that way.
I agree.
There's another way of showing them, like skeletons flying up out of their mouths and then like flying through the sky. And it's like, when did this become a fucking like supernatural fantasy film? Like, it got
up
kind of
until
weird.
then, you had me, and that's the bit that's aged the worst.
Definitely.
That's where even some smoke, honestly, just some fucking smoke coming out of him probably would have been better.
Would have been fine.
Something like that. Yeah. This is gonna.
They had their time again.
Oh yeah. Well, which they do when they reboot it. You watch.
I guess.
Fucking crazy.
Same movie, but no skeletons coming out of their mouths.
Yeah, exactly the same frame for frame.
And no, yes.
Do the skeleton coming out of the mouth. I love that bit.
Yeah.
But do it better. Like, was better CGI, that shit would look incredible.
Yeah.
Back then, it didn't.
Like, yeah.
Their skulls were too grey and
freaky. The skeletons look like skeletons from Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, they
the
do.
Cartoons.
They would have got away from it once if you
skeletons.
kids.
Yeah.
But it's not just a product of the times in 1998 because they were pulling off some pretty cool shit.
They were.
We
just watched Anaconda and the Snake.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal.
No, it's not.
They run out of money. They'd straight up run out of money.
Yeah. The problem was it just looked so good throughout the whole film. All the other stuff, all the other visuals are really good. A couple of the wire stuff was a bit off. But Like where you're getting pulled through the air by wires or whatever.
Yeah.
Like where Blade flies a couple of times.
That was actually Wesley Snipes. It was like
he learned
9
to
months
fly.
of training to jump.
But it was fine.
Yeah.
And then you get to that and it's like, oh, what happened?
Yeah, and it's weird.
Are you using a different team now to do?
Yeah, well, this is the thing: is it's a weird directorial choice because of some of the stuff that had been done earlier and some of the more subtle stuff that I really enjoyed. So, and then, as I said, it felt like the influence of the director and from an artistic point of view seemed to be diminished as the movie went along.
Yeah.
To the point where we've got flying skeletons. It feels like the studio's like, we got to make it more vampire-y, mate.
Yeah.
Because
it did feel a bit like that. Yeah.
Really enjoyed,
Now that I
as I
think
said,
about it.
really enjoyed the opening shot setting the scene of the rat race of everyone running around.
Yeah.
Also, later on, when they're walking through the city, like just in the day, Blade and Karen, everyone else is in slow motion.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So you're saying he's walking really fast?
Well, no, he's
maybe that's what it is.
He slows down time.
Yeah.
No, it's like the humans are
nothing in this movie.
cud.
Yeah.
The
in
cattle.
This movie. Yeah.
The food.
Yeah. From a distance, they're all rushing around. They're faceless. They're just rushing from here to there.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then when he's down on the street, they're also kind of faceless. They're nobodies, but they're moving completely slowly.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is they don't seem to notice them.
They don't notice him.
Yeah.
He's there in like this ridiculous. Well, I mean, it's ridiculous costume. It's wicked, but
Yeah.
like, if you saw him on the street, you're like,
there's Comic-Con on.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
And he's obviously this massive black dude with tattoos.
Lots
and
of weapons.
Yeah, weapons. He's got a samurai sword like coming out of the back, and everyone's just walking by.
Yeah. But even he's beating
And
the
he's got a
fuck
cop.
out. He's beating the fuck out of a cop. He is just beating the suitcase out of that
Yeah.
cop. Nobody gives a shit. Like black man beating up a cop on the streets. Sorry.
I did
It's not
wonder
how
if
it
that.
ends.
I wondered because that was really jarring. I wondered whether that was intentional,
I
as
think it
in
was.
like he's kind of invisible to everyone
I
else.
wrote here, is that a creative choice?
Yeah, I feel like it must have been.
Yeah, I think it was for
I
sure.
think the whole thing was humans are cattle. They're not a big part of this movie.
No.
Apart from the
At all, really.
little bits and pieces, the henchmen and the people
Yeah.
that want to be vampires.
Karen.
They're all people that want to be vampires.
Yeah.
So that is, maybe it
There's
is
Karen.
That's good. That is intentional.
I think it's 100%
the humans
intentional.
are just cattle. They're
right from the
yeah.
get-go, right from that opening shot with the shadow and them rushing around.
So they
yeah.
intentionally just don't
Yeah.
give the humans any screen time at all. So no reactions.
No.
They're just there.
I think that
That's cool.
Whistler gets
Didn't
turned
really
into
notice
a
that.
vampire.
Yeah.
She was turned into a vampire. The only human in this is Blade's friend, who you don't really learn much about, who gets a serum off.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
His
Just
dealer.
one scene.
And
Yeah.
that's the one human. And the girl that goes through a bus stop, orange car, and I believe a news agency.
Yeah. And
She gets thrown
got a
34.
She got
has a
thrown in
pathologic-
Chicago and landed in fucking Florida.
She now has a pathological fear of citrus and buses. Fucking,
unreal.
she's just someone eating a mandarin on a bus. She's
Just
full.
gets tossed.
So I've got a, I've got a big question.
Go.
My big question from the movie, big takeaway. Is Dr. Karen actually a mess of a human psychopath? She's the
Explain.
she's fucking remarkably calm at discovering there's a super race of
Yep.
vampires that could wipe out all human. She's like, well, okay.
Yeah,
She's cool,
I'm
calm, and
down.
collected.
I mean, fair enough. She's got her own shit going on. She's been bitten herself, so
Yeah.
she's a little bit like, fucking, I believe you.
Yeah. It happened to me,
Yeah.
so yeah.
The bit that really got me going down this rabbit hole, she enjoys frying that blob of a man.
She does.
She really gets into it.
Yeah.
Like, she's a little too
Really cooked
into
him.
frying the record keeper dude.
And remarkably confident.
Yeah.
When they're just walking into the tower of the vampire
I thought
den.
about that straight away.
And she's like, yeah,
I'm
cool.
coming with you.
I'm
And
in.
Blade's like, cool. She gets in the car and Blade's like, oh, whatever.
Yeah. Do you
Well,
know
what
how
am I
to use a
possibly
gun?
gonna do?
Nah, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
What? Do you know this is a vampire den?
Yeah. She's like, I'm with you, mate. He's like, I've used you as bait before. Think about that. I mean, she's frying that guy. He's screaming. Hey, that must smell.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's like 100-year-old vampire meat.
Yeah.
That's not going to smell great.
I hate that scene.
And she's right into
Gross.
it. Yeah, she's just right into it.
There's a big blob.
Yeah. She invents.
How does a vampire get fat?
I'll tell you
Because
how.
they don't
Ken.
eat food, do they?
Yeah, good
they only
question.
eat blood.
Favorite
Gotta feed it.
food is children and hearts. It literally all it eats is children's hearts.
What is
That-
this from?
This is from the page I
script.
found.
like
the script?
It's like
Really?
things that I made up for.
So
Blade.
they're quite high in cholesterol. Children.
yeah,
children,
this
yeah.
kid's hearts.
You think they'd be low? You think they'd be low in cholesterol? You think they'd be lean?
Oh, but he eats a lot.
I thought I, yeah, I thought I read it down, but I didn't.
If you're going to eat
again.
hearts, children hearts is the way to go there. Am I right?
Probably.
Free range children
Probably.
hearts. Yum.
From the director's mouth himself.
Okay.
Stephen Norrington stated the cause of pearls,
Yeah.
a beast size, was a creature gaining a cannibalistic love for infants and children as he loves to eat their hearts.
Oh.
Okay.
That's weird, yeah?
No part of the child goes to waste.
It just eats kids.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that bitch burned him. For
Yeah, no,
moving.
I'm not saying she did the wrong thing. I'm just saying she was right into it straight away.
Also, that character was actually 4 people playing him.
Right.
There was a head, an arm, and the guy doing the
I want that as an
Oh, they
IMDb
actually did
credit.
that.
There was a head, an arm, a guy doing the arms.
Oh,
the
I just
other
thought it'd be
arm,
like
another guy
robotic
doing the
arms
leg.
or whatever, or someone just
Fucking
pulling
can't tell how
like
much
a
I want that
puppet.
in my
They had to build
IMDb.
the set around him.
Yeah,
They had
right.
to build the set around him. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
They needed to use a forklift to bring him in, like the actual padding and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Also, as further evidence, the fact that Karen isn't a well-adjusted human. When she makes that serum that makes them die, it fucking makes them explode in the most painful way. She's like, check this shit out.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, she's like, let's make them fucking
It's
scream.
lucky she did make that serum, otherwise Deacon would have killed every motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah. She got rid of Deacon's offsider with it too, right? But quite briefly. Yeah. Right. Yeah, she's like, you got a bit of halitosis, have this. But like, she didn't go for a humane method.
Why
No.
would you?
No, she was angry.
No.
She'd been turned by him. She was
Humans, vampires have feelings too, Duff. But no, I just think that she probably was. There was a dark underbelly to her as well.
Can you imagine, right? It's a weird movie. She stabs him, and the vampires slowly go to sleep.
Like, oh no,
It's silly.
Yeah, yeah.
You got to make it
down.
It's a horror movie. You got to gore it up.
Yeah, but the
What should we do?
heads-
We should make him fucking explode.
We haven't had enough
I
exploding
don't
heads.
think it's that character. It's the director's choice to go bang.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and
But he gets her to do it.
Shit. when
She
he-
invents
Because
the shit.
by that stage, we'd kind of seen every way a vampire could be killed.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'll give us something new for the finale.
Yeah. She
Yeah, and then
fried a
it's
guy.
like the skulls as well, also like exploding on that.
Yeah, it's cool.
The one bit where Blade covers his face and blood goes everywhere apart from on him when Deacon Frost
Yeah, yeah.
explodes. Perfect.
Right.
My favorite line for the movie is
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
and here's a story about that.
I want to know this because I've got to say before he goes, it felt just as shoehorned into the movie as it does every week on the podcast.
So while discussing the character of Deacon Frost, Wesley Snipes described him as some kind of guy that would ice skate uphill.
Right.
And the director and writer loved it so much they had to find a way to put it in the movie. And they made it his last little one-liner.
I don't get it.
No.
Yeah.
It makes
Some
no
motherfuckers
sense.
always trying to ice skate uphill.
It's not a...
You can't ice skate uphill, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just...
Can you not?
No.
you-
Any people from Iceland
I don't know.
around there?
Like-
Anyone who lives on the top of an icy mountain, let us
Yeah.
know how you get
I
up
thought
there.
you can because you can rollerblade uphill.
What?
I've done it.
But not on ice.
I would fucking pay money to watch you rollerblade uphill.
I've paid to rollerblade
Just
downhill.
last weekend I was rollerblading.
Yeah, sweet.
I'm bringing it back.
Yeah,
no,
I felt it was. I felt that it was. It didn't fit in the context.
I think it did.
Yeah, no, I disagree.
I think you're all dead wrong.
I was waiting for it the
Same.
whole time, and then it came, and I was like, "Oh."
But I had to tell the story behind it as well.
Yeah, which makes. No sense
I did
either.
enjoy it. I smiled as he said it because of you saying it on the pod for the last 25 episodes.
Yeah.
My favourite line in the movie, though, isn't that.
Oh,
My favourite line is, "Are you motherfuckers out of your goddamn mind?" When they shoot, the cops shoot him.
Oh, yeah, yeah, in the
What
hospital.
are you doing?
Yeah, in the
Get
hospital.
out
What the
here.
fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I
Look
love
at me, man. What are you shooting? Look at this costume. Yeah, cool.
I think that's it.
Yeah, let's go. Give me some cast, directors, etc.
I didn't do much.
I want to know. Can you tell me everything there is to know about the director? Because I've never heard of him.
Here we go. I
Didn't
got a
see
story
his,
about
when I saw his name pop up in the credits. I was like, I don't know who that is,
Yeah.
and it was a really good job. So I'm
Yeah.
curious as to what else he's done.
Here we go. So the director is Steve Dorrington.
Yes.
He's done not much
Oh,
okay.
at all. He got Blade.
Yeah.
Did a phenomenal job. Got offered the next, what they thought was going to be the biggest blockbuster, A League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
The
With Sean Connery.
Yeah,
and he did that, did he?
He did that.
Stinker.
And a massive bomb.
and he hasn't shown his
So-
face in public since.
2 actors in that movie retired.
I can't even
Sean Connery and someone else.
Can't even remember it.
And then the director also retired. That's him, Caputo.
Oh, really?
Apparently he's releasing something very soon, but yeah, he retired. He said,
Is there nothing else?
I'll never get behind a camera again after the League of
No shit.
Jeez, it was bad.
Him and
It
Sean
wasn't that-
Connery.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't like end your career bad.
No.
Oh, I think it was.
Was it?
Like Sean Connery retired from it. He retired
Did Sean Connery retire?
after
I didn't
bloody
get that memo.
A League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
We came back, but
Oh, you.
No, he didn't. Never made a movie after a League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I hate saying that.
really?
Really positive.
Okay, I believe you.
Wow.
Fuck, I'm just trying
actually news to me.
So,
yeah.
so that's a notorious.
I'm not getting his emails.
I remember this director going, "I'm retiring as
Yeah, fuck. Right.
as well." I didn't know he directed Blade.
Everyone deserves a chance at redemption, buddy. Like, get back on that horse.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was
that's
it.
actually that's made me sad.
It hasn't made me sad.
Well, he did such a great job with Blade. Like, he obviously have the chops and
Yeah.
the potential. Like,
Yeah.
give him a... Yeah.
Man, you can't make a silk purse out of a sowsia.
So the problem with the director was he
Cannot.
didn't really know what he was filming.
even me.
That's such an old cliche.
Sorry.
Carry on.
It's your
my wayward son.
podcast. Sorry.
So the director
As you
didn't
are.
actually know what he was filming when he'd rock up to sets. His storyboards weren't great. He was miraculously very hard to work with. David S. Goyer, the writer, had more creative control than him.
Okay.
This guy just held a camera.
So,
Right.
correct me if I'm wrong. The writer, he
Writer's
actually wrote
huge.
this, like screenplay,
Yeah.
etc. It's very different to Blade, the comic book character, isn't it?
Yes, the comic book character is
He's got like there's so many.
English,
Yeah.
and Deacon Frost is like a 52-year-old German.
No, but as in Blade, the character is way different in the comic books.
Yeah, I think so. I
Yeah.
think it's a.
Apparently, like
I'm in the
there's
movie business,
There's some
not the comic book.
there's some couple of similarities, but nothing really.
You have
Yeah.
to change our comic
So-
book pod.
When they say it's like, when they say it's they only got 25K, was it?
Yeah.
It's probably because they said all we want is the actual name Blade,
Yeah, and, the
and
loose
then we
concepts.
want the look
And Frost as well. Frost
yeah.
is Marvel.
Yeah.
But apparently, how he behaves and all that sort of stuff is very different.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
Apparently, he's kind of like in the comic books. He's kind of like Shaft, like that same sort of. Yeah, it's all funny and
Right.
tongue in cheek and camp and yeah, all that.
Right.
Apparently,
I thought you didn't read comics.
I don't.
Reads about comics.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
From I know, there was 2 different characters of Blade, and this one's based on the second one, not the
Okay.
first original.
Okay. Righto.
Anyway,
But don't fact check that because I made it up.
okay.
David S. Goyer is a big dog in this. You can see his influence in it. So I'll just go through his first movie he ever wrote was Death Warrant with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I'm familiar.
And then he really got everyone's attention with Dark City.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love
yeah,
it. Alex
okay.
Proyas. Alex Proyas directed
So you
that.
can
Does that
see-
hold up?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
does.
does still, yeah. It's
You can
great.
see
I
that-
haven't
I'll have
watched
another
it for a
look.
while,
Yeah,
but
I haven't watched
talk
it for
about
20 years.
noir, talk about gothic.
I like-
Fuck,
You
yeah.
can talk
Gothic.
about some of his choices in Blade as well.
100%.
His
Yeah, I can
style.
see that now. I had no idea, but it makes
Cool.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I'll revisit that. I'll pop that.
Yeah,
in.
you say- yeah.
Borrow your pen.
Yeah, go for it. There we go.
So
So-
it's DARK.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep,
and then city.
Yeah,
Cool.
Dark
One
City,
word,
as
2
in
words?
Big town, city. Yeah.
So, yeah.
2 words.
Thanks.
Alex
Sorry, Duff,
Proyas.
as you were.
I'm sorry, Ben, because he fucking is mocking you because he didn't write that down at all, mate. I'm looking at your paper. There's no Dark City. Write it down, mate.
Stop
If
looking
you're
at my
gonna-
notes.
Yeah. I told you to spell
All
it
it
now.
says is don't be a big. Okay, so he also did which is not his fault. It's just a terrible movie. Batman vs Superman.
Yes, yeah, okay.
Not great. He's a real big Batman guy.
I thought Zack Schneider wrote all those.
He
Snyder.
definitely directed it. But
Oh.
Definitely directed
I
it.
thought he was.
He also did all the Batmans. Batman Begins.
Oh, really?
All those awesome.
The Nolans.
The Nolan Batmans.
Nolan Batmans.
Really?
Wrote
Once
them.
again, I thought Nolan wrote those.
Yeah.
Maybe he wrote.
Ah.
It's like screenplay. He's definitely got the credit for
No,
it.
there's Nolan. I don't, yeah,
Oh,
I
Nolan
think so.
writes.
Yeah.
Nolan's written all the other films he's
Okay.
made. Yeah.
Yeah.
He writes them from scratch on his own.
Right.
Anyway.
I should hang out with Chris.
Hold on, I might have to fact check that because maybe I've looked at screenplays.
That's
he-
okay.
That's okay. If he wrote
Ah,
screenplays,
same
he wrote
shit.
the script, whatever. Was he involved? Did he work
Was he
on-
there?
Was he there? Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
He
Does
played.
he know Nolan?
Did he play the right arm of a blob vampire once?
Yes.
Fuck, I wanted that role.
Too old.
But we've got a fat 50-year-old neo-Nazi. Are you interested? Yeah, fuck it, whatever.
It's okay. Work's work at this point.
What, am I getting paid? Nothing? No
Oh,
worries. Yeah,
good.
it's fine.
What do you got, Duff?
So David S. Goyer did all the Batmans, but it's weird.
All the modern Batmans.
The modern Batmans,
not the
like
90s Batmans.
the Heath Ledgers, the Banes, the
good
great
ones.
the great ones. Even though the new Batman.
Did he write Emo Batman? The new one?
No.
Oh.
No.
All right, so he's attached to a lot of quality.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of uncredited work as well. Also uncredited in this movie is David Fincher.
Fincher?
Yep. Helped old boy David S. with the script.
No shit.
Yeah,
There you go.
uncredited, but yeah. Helped with the script, was
Right.
going to direct, couldn't do it.
Did the first half, I reckon.
Fincher Blade film.
Oh, fuck. Yes. Right into my veins. as
Yeah,
one would
yes,
say.
yeah.
Yeah. If you can find one.
So Stephen Dorff, 45.
Dorff should have been more of a bigger deal. Like, I fucking.
It's weird that he
There's
wasn't.
a story there, right?
Yeah.
There is a story.
Was he a jerk? Is that the story? Stephen Dorff was a jerk. You know.
No.
Cocaine.
Too handsome to be a jerk.
Ready? Stephen Dorff.
Freudian slip.
Stephen Dorff wasn't a fan. He's not a fan of commercial movies at all. He doesn't like them. He's an artist. He likes to do the low budget stuff. He's been burnt before.
I don't know. Is this true though? Is that all he's getting offered? Is that
That's
you
what they
can't-
say
You can't
when
find
they-
me. I quit. Is that what it is?
Yeah, and so the director had to convince Stephen Dorff to take this role.
Right.
Stephen Dorff had a bad experience in Immortals with Henry Cavill.
Okay.
He was in that as well. He just doesn't like the big commercial stuff. So
Yeah.
If you type Stephen Dorff into IMDb, which I did, that was the only bit of research I did because I was like, is this Stephen Dorff's first big role? It wasn't. It was that SFW movie, if you've seen that.
Yes. Yes. I fucking want. Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember that.
So I
Invented podcast.
Yeah. So I typed in. It's actually not bad, that film.
Yeah.
I typed in Stephen Dorff into IMDb, and you know how when you type him into the app, it comes up with one film underneath them, the one that they're most famous for.
Yeah.
It comes up with Blade.
See,
Yeah.
Which
I was like, yeah, it probably is his most memorable performance.
Not
I
for
think
us.
Fallon.
No,
not for us. It's Fallon.
Yeah.
for me, like I'm older than Jesus,
Yeah.
and I remember The Power of One, which was his breakout movie.
Yeah.
Him and Morgan Freeman.
Wait,
But would you
is
call...
he PK in that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he play the boy in Power One?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
That was when
Did
I
you not
first.
know that?
No, I haven't seen that since I was in school.
Yeah,
we
Jesus.
watched it 18 times in 1 year, so I could recite the whole thing. But
Yeah.
It's very sad.
good
Yeah.
film though.
Yeah.
So
Great
he's
film.
the boy.
Yeah.
He's a kid now.
There you go.
That was my first Dorff
So he was
experience.
a child star.
Yeah, and I was like, this guy's going to be the biggest. Like,
He
I'm
could
like
probably,
Leo DiCaprio.
he probably
What?
could have been. He's probably slightly too small in stature to be an action star.
Yeah.
What is he then?
He's a brooding bad guy.
I think
Brooding bad guy. He's charismatic. Whose roles is he getting?
Leo.
He's getting Leo's
getting
roles.
There's a
Leo's
couple of Leo roles
Okay.
there.
Yeah.
Leo was actually considered for this role.
Was he really?
Mhm.
Right. I would enter
Blade.
into evidence his as Blade. I would like to enter into evidence his speech about the blood god.
Yeah.
That was
He's really
cool,
good.
man, yeah.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a Stephen Dorff
is
guy.
a very good
Yeah,
actor.
yeah. I'm all in.
He just likes the independent scene a bit
Okay,
more.
and that, you know what? That's
cool.
fine.
I respect that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
me
cool.
too. That's why my music's only on Bandcamp. Speaking of which, Blood God is my band name now. You know,
Blood God. It's good, isn't it?
it's not bad.
Blood
I'm
God.
fucking legit googling that later.
That's the name of the club that I entered when I was in the meatpacking district. It's called Blood God, and I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll go in.
Okay. Boys
Sounds
love it.
cool.
Boys will love this, eh?
Yeah.
So I've just got one fun fact. I've literally written all my fun facts already. Stay with the mini-sode because I'll go through Wesley Snipes' karate skills, and by I go through, I'll just mention what he does.
Yeah.
I don't actually know any story about it, but so the ancient parchments, the ancient writing and all that stuff,
Yeah, the hieroglyphics.
Cool scene.
really cool scene.
Yeah.
They cost $5 each to make. It was
$5.
just Xeroxed and the old T on the paper.
Oh, I used to do that back in the day.
Classic.
Fucking lemon juices, invisible ink.
When you had to
Yeah.
make a
map,
pirate
treasure
map.
map.
Yeah, treasure map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what'd they spend their $45 million on? I don't know.
I don't know.
Wesley Snipes.
Wesley.
Yeah, Wesley.
Stephen Dorff.
Yeah. They were decent stars back then. Yeah. Very good.
So yeah, that's my notes finished.
Great.
Yeah.
Unless you want to, actually, I want to talk about the MVP of this movie while we're doing cast. Last.
It's fine,
last
man.
little
You
bit.
do you.
So it's Donald Logue.
Yeah.
Who's the guy who gets his arm cut off.
Yeah.
Originally, he had a very small part in this movie. The director found him hilarious. The writer found him hilarious. Increased his role.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
I love stories like that when
Yeah.
someone's just really good on set
Fuck.
and they're just like, oh, fuck it, write him in more. Yeah.
Good for
Increased
your
his
ego
role.
too, right?
His script was, do what you want. You are naturally funny.
He is.
You are here for the comic relief.
He's kind of like a drunken buffoon.
Yeah.
It's very amusing.
Really?
Be a comic relief.
So he's ad-libbing most of that
Ad-libbing.
shit. Right.
He had the license to ad-lib.
Great.
Man, I've got to tell you, like, that is the biggest pat on the back. If you're on set and, like, a director wants to see you in his trailer,
yeah.
Oh, fuck. You know, are they about to, are they about to
give you another role?
Michael J. Fox me? And then, he's like, listen, we think you're great. Don't worry about the script. We will increase your role. Going to be more scenes and just do whatever you want. You're fucking skipping back to your trailer, right?
So just if you see us filming a scene, just wander in if you want.
Yeah. Just whatever.
Just wander in, do your thing, wander out.
If Wesley's got a problem with it, tell him to come see me. Actually, don't tell him to come see me. Yeah. It's
All
very
right.
good. Very good.
Final summaries?
Final summaries. What are your thoughts? Are you redeeming the boys?
Yeah, I was glad that you picked this movie because I have very fond memories of this movie. Really enjoyed the rewatch as well. Got pretty invested. It's everything I remembered and a little bit more gore. Yeah. I knew it was relatively gory, but I'd forgotten. I didn't check the rating. Must have adult settings on my TV because I was just like straight in there. Yeah. So I really enjoyed it. I think it's a good movie and it has held up really well. The end of it, it's unfortunate because it's the big crescendo, the whole blood god thing and the drops of blood. It's really good up until the special effects let it down, which is a shame. Yeah. But if you can get past that, and I can.
It can be forgiven.
Yeah, it can.
It's 98 or whatever.
Yeah. This is peak Wesley Snipes. Yeah. He's like so good in this role. Like he's like physically, it looks great. Like he's amazing. He's fucking chiseled. Yeah. He's got all the moves. He's got just enough acting chops. Like he shows a bit of range. He's got enough charisma. Yeah, I really, other than the fist pumping thing. And he even makes those fucking stupid sunglasses look okay. So that tells you that he's
makes them look spectacular.
And then all the other characters are really good as well, and they're played really well. Dorff's great. Christopherson does his thing. So really enjoyed it. Definitely redeeming it. I'm giving it 70.
Cool. Ew. Okay. Yeah, that's good. I'm much the same there. I spoke before, I'm a Blade guy. I'm not a big comic book movie guy, and I don't put this in that sort of wheelhouse. But if I was to, I would say this is my favourite comic book movie or favourite comic book character as well. I just got a real thing for it. Like vampire movies, and then this just is probably the coolest one of all. It's kind of bleak and gothic, which I spoke about, and that's what I like. Yeah, it's as you said. I think the whole thing is aged incredibly well. Yeah. Considering we just watched Anaconda last week, if you put these two next to each other, you would think they're 15 years apart. Yeah, great. As in Blade was made 15 years after Anaconda, in terms of the visual effects, the style, the director, like all of it just looked a lot better. As I said, the skeleton stuff coming out of their mouths, it all got a little bit fantasy and supernatural for me. I didn't actually remember that stuff that well. I think maybe I've seen it so many times, I maybe just blocked the stuff I don't like out of it.
The shame is the set was great. Like,
yeah,
the
it's so
fucking
cool.
temple
All of it
awesome.
was kind of cool, yeah. But in saying that, like Wesley Snipes is just unreal. Like, as you said, born to play this character. No one else plays it. It has to be Wesley. Make a movie so he can be this character. The fight choreography is awesome. The weapons, the vampire mythology stuff, it's all there, and it's all like really top shelf for that style of stuff. So I give Blade a 75. Ooh. And anyone that disagrees with me, I'll take them to an underground nightclub where the sprinklers pump blood and introduce them to a few of my friends.
Ooh, blood party.
Yeah.
I mean, no party like a blood party.
Because the blood party don't stop. For me, it is, I'll make it simple, I'll make it quick. I fucking love this movie, always have. I love Wesley Snipes. I love the fact that someone got a throat punched at, for a throat thrown at them. I love the blood splatter from all the bloody serums / not serums. I loved Wesley Snipes. I loved every single actor. I love Stephen Dorff, Chris Christopherson, and Boucherat, and Donald Logue. I can't go on for days how much I love this movie. It's got a huge nostalgic feeling for me.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've watched it 100 times. And normally I go, I'll watch it 100 times. But I've
you've definitely watched it 100 times.
No, you say I watch 100 times. And you say, normally I say that, but this time I actually mean it.
Yeah. But this time I actually mean it. I reckon I've seen it about 117 times.
There you go.
There you go.
I have watched it in the last 6 months, which is crazy. Watching it again today. So to me, it doesn't have an expiry date. You can watch it now. The special effects didn't bother me when I was younger. they don't bother me now. I can see past it. I don't care. Because straight after that skeleton bit, a guy gets a fruit thrown at his face. So for me, it's always been huge. 91, fellas.
91.
Yeah.
Big in the 90s. I love that in a fucking high score.
Yeah. No, that's good.
Yeah.
91.
Yeah. Glad. Thank you for bringing Blade back into my life. Probably been too long, to be fair.
And if you like one of the guys at work who I said we're doing Blade, he's like, never heard of it.
What?
Do watch it.
All you have to do is say it's Marvel with the younger people.
Yeah, I probably should have in hindsight.
Marvel.
I said it's
and then they'll go home and watch
never heard
it.
of
Yeah, exactly.
You said what now?
Yeah, no.
You got to say Marvel.
I didn't want to tell you that.
He sounds like a larrikin.
He's a very nice guy.
I'm so excited. I'm going literally after this to watch Blade 2.
I was just going to say that. I need to go and watch Blade 2 now because now Blade's in my life again. I can go, Blade 2.
Instead of watching Trinity, I'll probably watch Blade 2 twice.
Trinity's okay. It's got some laugh. I'm a Ryan Reynolds guy.
I like Ryan Reynolds. I'm not opposed to Jessica Biel either.
A red-blooded BJ.
Oh, here we go. So, thank you for that, Duff. I reckon we should do a little miniature episode of bonus content, which is not content from this episode, but fresh new content.
Okay.
Wow.
Duff, what do you want to talk about?
Well, I reckon what we'll do, there's like movies that get me intrigued are the movies where the good guy and the bad guy finally meet at the end. And they have a battle.
Like a big fight scene.
Like a big fight. So
like a boss fight.
Yeah, a boss fight.
A battle royale.
Give me your top 5.
No, that's got different meanings now.
Is it?
Yeah, you got to talk to the kids at your work more. Battle Royale's like Fortnite now. Yeah. Anyway.
Also,
sorry, Duff.
Yeah, and I'll also go into Wesley Snipes' martial art career, which is about 45 seconds, so it won't be a long one.
I've got a surprise. So it's
you got a surprise?
Yeah, I got a surprise.
Cool. All right, well, that was Blade on the Redeemables. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks so much. Hit us up on the Facebooks and whatever.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to skate uphill.
Bye.